It was one of those mornings. You stand at the window. Sunlight flickers through the glass, but in your chest, a storm, a trembling anticipation. I feel it too. There's a beat pulsing in the digital air. Whispers, rumors, the sense that something immense is constellating, just beneath the calm surface. Bitcoin. Before I dive into these currents, let me welcome you, truly. If it's your first time, I hope you'll join me on this turning page. Subscribe to Crypto 101 Central. Step into this living narrative with me, where we chase dreams through code and chaos. And tap that bell, won't you? Let it ring. A soft promise that you'll be here, every moment the story shifts. So, what's moving out there in the vast ocean of charts and hope? I breathe deep, hands trembling a little as I open my charts. Bitcoin forms a triangle, symmetrical, sharp, uneasy, as if it too waits for the next rush of wind to snap or soar. I trace the lines with my finger, abstract but real. The lows, higher than before, the highs, falling, as if gravity and hope are locked in a private duel. I look back. Yesterday the volume told a story already written, price dancing near recent lows, bouncing as if testing its own faith. Around the mid-60,000 range, a number, but somehow it beats like a secret code. Small bounces, smaller hopes. A pause, then another climb. People zoom out, seeking patterns. On the 4-hour view, the triangle sharpens, a tightening coil. I feel my own breath shorten, as though the chart is squeezing me, too. Let's talk plainly. If Bitcoin breaks upward, bursts from its cage, is it time to chase? My voice wants to say yes, but in my heart, risk has grown, like winter steadily frosting the window's edge. And if price falls, crumples beneath this pressure, no, I'm not leaping into short trades, not now. I refuse to be baited by reckless hope, or dragged by blind fear. Here's a secret the market and I share. The Bollinger Bands compress, curling inwards, holding their breath. The price is sandwiched tight. This happens before every storm. Like watching clouds tumbling, gathering thunder just before the first drop falls on your wrist. The signal is simple. A big move is coming. Up, down, you can't always tell, not yet. But you feel it, a charge on your tongue, a tension in your muscles. Now, deeper currents stir. The RSI, relative strength, a fragile sense of control, dips toward oversold on the weekly chart. On the MACD, the moving averages begin to dance, curving, hinting at reversal. Once, in a difficult chapter not so long ago, the same divergence flashed. The pattern whispered, and Bitcoin clawed from the ashes to a new zenith. Now, do we trust the echoes of that memory? Oversold, but perhaps not broken, waiting for the world to remember its hunger. And still, there's this urge, a plea. If you feel this pulse too, if the story stirs your blood, click like. Help me catch this lightning in a bottle. And let your voice be heard in the comments. I want to know what stirs in your pulse, what stories you see hidden in these lines. But I stray into reverie. Return now to the now, the hours ahead. The stock market, that indifferent giant, wakes soon. Volatility isn't just a number. It's the fever in the room, the hush before the earthquake. Will Bitcoin follow the giants, stampede with them? Will it break downward, the fear winning for a moment? Or does it surprise us all with grace, an unexpected flight? I look to the moving averages. Shorter timeframes lean downward, gravity pulling ceaselessly. We hoped for a bullish cross, a sign of better weather ahead, but now the lines cross back, bearish, relentless, the breeze turning colder by the minute. If markets bleed, so too might Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. I feel the ache of uncertainty settling deep in my chest. But hope is stubborn. If, by some trembling feat, Bitcoin kicks upward, what next? Volume profiles call to me. I close my eyes and picture the levels. Recent resistance zones, Fibonacci extensions hovering nearby, areas where liquidity waits. Numbers, abstract, but they conjure real emotion. A target shimmering on the horizon, stubborn, magnetic. Above recent highs, large clusters of short liquidations sit quietly in the background. But on a larger scale, on the weekly chart, the chances seem balanced, poised on a razor's edge. I say it aloud, a mantra. The truth, it is almost impossible to know which way this coil will spring. It feels evenly split, but if I tune into the rhythm of the moving averages, let their story seep into my bones, there is still a touch more gravity pulling downward, a tilt toward loss, a shiver of foreboding. So, the plan? Wait, if the market goes lower, watch the levels. If recent support in the mid-60,000 region slips away, it's a red flag, a warning howl in the woods. But if the price falls further, If dread becomes panic and we revisit the lower 60,000 area, or even deeper, that's where perspective can return. That's the zone where, in past cycles, the world gave up and structure slowly rebuilt. There's always temptation to act quickly in moments like this, to chase moves, to respond emotionally. But the greatest rewards in these wild markets belong to those who think, wait, and act with clarity when conditions align. Let me show you the darker paths, too. If the bearish scenario unfolds, if Bitcoin tumbles, if chaos reigns, there are downside projections drawn from common extension models. Levels slightly below recent ranges, perhaps testing deeper territory. It's daunting, even unsettling, but it's there, like a lighthouse in a storm, a reminder that structure still exists even in fear. At such a bottom, fear will scream louder than ever. Most will run, chased by the ghosts of loss. But those who have seen cycles come and go, who've tasted the bitterness and sweetness of volatility, might recognize something else. Exhaustion. If indicators like RSI and MACD begin showing clear divergence at those extremes, that's not a signal for blind action, but a signal for careful reassessment. A moment to observe closely, to evaluate, to prepare. Still, I wait, watching the markets flicker and fade, lightning in my veins. Looking at the triangle forming now, it's impossible to know. Will Bitcoin rise? Will it fall? There's a strange beauty in the not knowing, a poetry in the pause before the move, the intake of breath before the world turns upside down again. This is why I do this. For the charge in my chest, the wildness in the numbers, the story playing itself out on screens across continents. If you feel it too, if your heart beats a little faster with each new candle, if you dream in patterns and probabilities, subscribe. Answer the call. Let the digital bell sing you back here each time the tide threatens to rise. Wander through the other stories we've told, the lessons written in data and longing, and know that you are not alone in this. I'm grateful you're here, truly. You make this vast, uncertain landscape feel a little less lonely, like a boat moving through fog, knowing there are others close by. Like this video, show me I'm not the only one with tremors in my bones. Leave a comment, tell me your story, your guess, your perspective. I'll be reading, waiting for your signal in the dark. And when you're ready, explore the other chapters we've built here. Hit the bell. Do not let a single shift in this narrative slip by. The greatest moves are forged not only in understanding, but in community, in the shared pursuit of clarity. This is Crypto 101 Central. My storm, your storm. Our watch continues.